to start a house cleaning business, but I can't get over the fear of cleaning other people's bathrooms. What do I do? That's a great question, and we're going to talk about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by mycleaningconnection.com, and it's a resource hub with all different kinds of things that you might need as you're starting a house cleaning business. There are books on how to get started, and books on management and how to lead a team. There are different bits of information on cleaning supplies and chemicals, and there are product reviews. There are also podcasts and books and all different kinds of things and blogs that you can just check out and watch and view, and many of them are free. Some of them do cost money, but there's a whole resource hub of things for you at mycleaningconnection.com. All right, on to today's show, which is from somebody that wrote into our YouTube channel and wanted to know, what do you do if you're starting a cleaning business and you are afraid of cleaning other people's bathrooms? All right, that's an interesting question, and it comes back to, let's look at the root of that. If you're scared of germs from other people, because there are germs, right? There are germs in bathrooms. They do make those disposable gloves. Those are the nitrile gloves that we wear on our hands to protect us from most cleaning. And we wear these at all cleanings, at all houses, in all rooms. Whether it's the bathroom or the kitchen or whatever, we wear the gloves to protect our hands. All right, other things that we might do is there are disposable face masks. There are also reusable face masks, and I'll put links in the show notes to those so that you can get some and find out the best prices. And we've got some great deals and discounts with some of the vendors that we work with. So, a disposable face mask. Some people in house cleaning reserve the face masks for heavy-duty projects, like cleaning out an oven, for example, where there may be stronger chemicals. But if you're afraid of cleaning people's bathrooms, there's no harm in wearing them inside the bathrooms as you clean. That will protect your face from breathing in any of the dust or germs or hair or whatever you might find in someone's bathroom. Another thing that you might look at is, what is causing the fear? Is it that you are in someone else's personal space? And if it is, maybe this is the wrong profession for you. Because as you clean houses, you're going to be inside people's personal space. And you're going to get to know these families very intimately with all the stuff that they leave strewn about their house. There are pictures, there are photos, there are cleaning chemicals. There are household chemicals like shampoos and deodorants and stuff like that. You're going to end up knowing what brands your customers prefer. Lots of house cleaners also find that homeowners will leave medicine and medications and drugs and who knows what out strewn about their house. You're going to learn a lot about people when you clean their homes. And so if that's what you're afraid of, this might not be the right profession for you. Another thing that you might think of is, if you want to do the house cleaning business and you think you can get over the fear, maybe you want to talk to a therapist. Find out where those fears are coming from. There's no harm in sitting down and having a heart-to-heart chat with someone who is qualified and licensed to understand the root of problems. And once they can help you decode that and break it down, oftentimes it's not so scary at all. When we figure out the root of what's causing our fears, we can just poof, abolish those, right? All right, another thing that I might recommend also is diving in head first. They say, I don't know where the saying comes from, but do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. Now, when I started this YouTube channel, I was super scared. I was like, oh no, I don't know how to be on camera and how to talk to just a camera lens. I have to pretend like there's someone on the other end of the camera lens, right? Lots of times I have to have a conversation with nothing but a light and a camera lens looking at me. And how do you do that? That's hard, right? How do you know what to say? How do you riff off someone that isn't there? And I was scared. It's different from regular acting. In regular acting, they give you a script and you get to become a character. Then you get on camera and you're interacting with other people. There's no one else. I'm talking to you right now and you're at your home. You're not talking back, right? I was scared. I was afraid. I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? But I decided, you know what? Video is not going away. I better get in front of the camera and I better do it. And yes, I am afraid, but the more I do it, the more confident I become. And it's the very same with house cleaning. If you do something you're afraid of, and you do it over and over and over again, you're going to screw up, right? I had the pleasure and the delight one time of meeting Paul Logan. He was doing a conference that I attended, and he said something that was very interesting that kind of got my YouTube channel started. He said, when you start a YouTube channel, and this is interesting, this applies to house cleaning as well. When you start a YouTube channel, he said, you're not going to be failing in front of millions of people. You're going to fail in front of your mother, your brother, and one other friend that you happen to know. That's it. You're going to have a small following because you don't have an established base yet. And when I started thinking about that, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to fail in front of a few people. And then it will be a few more and a few more and a few more. And then by that time, I'll get better. It's the same with house cleaning. When you start out with house cleaning, it's not like you're failing in front of all of your customers. You're not failing in front of all of their friends and all of their referrals and all of their neighbors. You're failing in front of one or two people that are going to give you a chance. And the more you clean and the more you experience cleaning and you learn about chemicals and you try things and techniques and systems, you're going to get better at it. And then with that comes confidence to the point where you go to a person's house. It's the first time you've ever gone to a house. And you're going to go to this person's house for the first time. And you're going to walk in and you're going to look around and you're going to know exactly what to ask. You're going to know where the hidden nuances are of that customer's house. When they tell you one thing, it could mean something else. And you'll start picking up on that after a while. They'll say, oh, I'm sorry, my house is such a mess. We've been sick. And you're thinking, no, your house is always cluttered. And I need to prepare for that and plan for that, because if you knew a house cleaner was coming and this was a one-time incident, you probably would have cleaned it before I came, knowing that I was going to give you a bid based on the condition your home is in. But you start to see things and say, okay, I just need to allocate for extra time because this house is going to take a little bit of extra time. No shame on the person that lives there. It's just that you understand if this is the condition their home is in, I need to prepare for that. So then you get better at it. And it's kind of like someone throwing you a ball and you throw it back, you catch it, you throw it back, and it becomes this game and you become good at it. You become skilled at it. And with the skill comes confidence. So if you're afraid of cleaning people's bathrooms, is it just the bathroom or is it the job? And if it's just the job, diving in head first is going to eliminate a lot of those fears. Then there's one more thing that I would recommend. The more you learn, the better you become. And so I would recommend that you start reading books on cleaning and reading books on business. How do you grow a business? How do you expand? How do you scale your business? How do you hire people? How do you fire people? How do you motivate your teams? Because all of these are facets that go along with the cleaning business. And a lot of times when people say things like, I'm scared of cleaning people's bathrooms, what they're saying is, I'm scared of the big picture. I don't know what the big picture looks like, and I don't even know what the questions are to ask. And so they narrow it down to the thing that they know, which is like cleaning people's bathrooms. So my suggestion would be, learn as much as you can and give yourself permission to make mistakes. I gave myself permission to make mistakes when I started my YouTube channel. And I've redone some of my earlier videos because they're scary. But the good news is this. We've spent some great time together, you and I. And imagine if I would never have done this. We never would have met, right? So I'm really glad that I took this journey, even though I was afraid. And I hope that you will take whatever the journeys are that you're afraid of, because there's so much life and there's so much excitement and so much experience that's waiting for you. And it's through your next fear. Alrighty, I hope this helps you a little bit. If it does, please pass it on to a friend. You can leave your questions and comments in the notes below. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.